Okay, where was I before? Oh yeah, Yaris got blown up by a punch, and I explained Orion. So, what is next? Ah, I remember. This is when... This is actually the second to last saga. And this is when the party decided to finally deal with Noise.
Deal with? Noise didn't seem like a bad goddess in this case.
No, she was simply a priest of Pentagon whose job was to manipulate the leaders of Lunaria into escalating the war, which she did by having them produce a nuke.
Oh, see, I did not catch all this. I see.
Similarly, Waverly was meant to do the same thing with Solaria, which he did by producing 2 nukes. But they'd dealt with that problem. The last priest that they had to deal with, aside from Orion and Ares, who wasn't really a priest, so Orion after this was meant to be the last priest. So, they decided to deal with Noise. Here is the thing with Noise, like I mentioned before. She is a god. They attempted to deal with her, and it never went well. She beat the living hell out of them from Monday to Tuesday. It never went well. So, the way how the party decided to deal with her is to try and get the king to figure out that Noise is not good for the country. The issue is, Dovimir isn't with them anymore. In this alternate universe, she's just missing somewhere. The thing of revealing to him that his mother is still alive wouldn't work. They needed a second plan. So, the way how they did this, I think they tried to explain the whole situation with the priest to him, while Noise was trying her best to stop it. And it was actually working for a while, until the party decided to play smart, and instead of going directly against Noise, they decided to use her weakness, pride. They used her need to try and prove herself as a god against her, and in the end, caused her to battle. The battle, Bard battle, I should say, Bard duel.
Bard fight.
During this ensuing time, she ended up causing quite a bit of destruction due to her pride and her need to prove herself. And Mark was going like, okay, if she's willing to act this nuts, maybe you guys have a point. Before anything could finish though, guess who walked through the door? Diablos.
Somebody. Oh, okay.
Okay. It's gonna guess right.
Mom.
She waltzed right the fuck in, and at her very sight, everything got dropped, and she simply said, "Hey, I am back. I'm taking over again." And without even any problem, she took over again, just like that. And that was meant to be a surprise because, like, went against the typical norm of them pacifying someone through smarts, because then Diablo's now in control, and nobody had no freaking clue what she was planning. So that's the end of the Noise arc.
See, Diablos is strong enough to control a goddess?
No.
Okay, so she just took over the country and the goddess was just like,
The goddess was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. What she did do was have Noise get tossed in jail.
how the fuck? I thought you said she was a goddess. God dang it.
The thing with Noise is that she is a goddess, but she's posing as a, ordinary person. attempting to go against that would kind of break her cover, which would be exactly what Diablos wanted, because that would give her enough reason to be like, hey, look, she's not what she wanted, and would, probably fight and kick her ass, or worse. By the way, Noise was now in jail, and everybody was worried to fuck what she was planning on doing with her. And they had a very good reason to worry. But, at this point, everyone was like, what the fuck? Diablos is back, and everything kind of went tipsy-turvy. Diablos took direct control of the country again, and from there, this is where we reach the final arc. The ending arc. Because it was around this time that the campaign had been going on for a very, very long time. The party was really strong to a point that anything I threw at them was kind of not a challenge. They could get rid of anything I needed easily. They weren't traveling around, they were just teleporting across the country. No random encounters could be had. Any problem that was there could easily be solved with Wish or Time Stop or anything. And it was very stressful and tiring to kind of come up with anything. So I was like, okay, I can't really do this anymore. And it was at this point that Jordan took over as the DM, while I was the player again. So at this point, the party consisted of 4 people, which was Ale, which was Techno Elf, Nilo, we know him, Logan, just a normal soldier from Solaria, and Obitus, we know him as well. The rest of this is more...
Wait, what happened to the dwarf?
Oh, he left.
What?
This is why I wanted to be vague with the party. Like I said, the party fluctuated from the beginning to the end.
Oh, okay.
Yaris was not part of the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
So Logan, Nilo, Obitus, and
Ale.
and the Techno Elf.
Techno Elf Ale.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep, Ale came from a mysterious flying country, which was led by what is his name? Broxton Darish, or Darish Broxton, something. Her shtick was that she was a part of Diablos' family and was part of Broxton's family as well. Her country was essentially techno magi, combining the best of 2 countries, but did its best to stay out of everything because they didn't want to be involved with the ongoing war. They were the ones that... The reason why there was a techno magic flintlock was because they were the ones that were directly fighting against Valentine. They managed to beat her, but they didn't fare too well, which is why they hide away, because they're recouping their losses. Ale comes from there.
Okay.
But during this whole time, I guess I can tell you what my plans were before going into what would actually happen. So, alternate ending saga. What I wanted to occur was that after dealing with Noise, Diablo would end up taking over her body, which would be the pacification, quote-unquote, of Noise. Because her body... While she's still alive and is actually pretty young, she remains forever young, similar to Obitus. She still had her injury from when she fought the party. She has to walk about with a cane. So she wanted to get a fresh body, one that was stronger. So she'd go into Noise's body, and she'd have the body of a god while her own magical power plus Noise's abilities as well, making her basically a god. But she didn't want to...
I'm sorry.
She didn't want to use it for power or anything like that, like the party wanted to assume. No. At this point, her goal isn't to cause chaos or kill the dragons or anything. All she wanted was a good leader for her people, the Lunarians, and she felt the best possible leader would be Nilo. But he wasn't quite ready yet, which would mean she would have to use fire to forge him into a leader that she felt would be good enough for her people, which involved a lot of tricking, lying, manipulation, bluntness, it wasn't pretty. At the end of it, he certainly turned out to be a bit weird. But, her main thing would be, hey, I am going to first suggest we all band together to go against Pentagon. And to do that, she would form a peace treaty between all of the kingdoms, and then she would kill every single leader, except Valentine, and plunge the place into war, which in turn would force the party to choose, Aria's choice. Choose which parts of Aria they want to support. They can support Lunaria against everyone else, or everyone else against Lunaria. In the end, they would finish the war quickly, or in a way that stops chaos from occurring. They'd go to Orion. Orion would explain everything about Pentagon. Then he would fight them himself to see if they are capable of defeating Pentagon, or a way to pacify him. And then he'd open a portal, they go to Pentagon, and they deal with him. Either killing him, which would not make Orion happy, pacifying him, which would make everyone happy, or dying, which I don't think would make anyone happy.
Nope.
How would they pacify him? Like, eating him up, yeah, sure.
The way to pacify him is simple.
Do it again.
The way how you pacify him is convince him that he needs to let go.
Right, that would become very perfect.
So basically perform therapy sessions for a god.
Well, they did that with everyone else. They helped John Locke realize that he belongs in a world that constantly tries to reject him. Aiken was, weird, but they gave her the challenge that she was so desperate after, which is why she followed them the whole time. They were finally the things that would give her the challenge that she wanted, and they did. Barbossa had a sense of duty that he felt preceded everything else. So the party first, kicked him out of that by showing him that even if the ends justify the means, he'd have to deal with the aftermath either way, and he realized he wasn't prepared to deal with that. Waverly, she constantly feels like she needs to prove herself, either to herself or to someone else. Realizing that she didn't have to do that, even without all her power, she was superior to Obertus in that compared to him, she was a good person. That was the only superiority she needed, which helped her, go forward. Jarl desperately wanted revenge. He was lost to himself. They tried their best to do so, and he actually did crack a little, but was simply too stubborn to continue to let go.
Just dies, Noise just gets her body taken over.
No, in actuality, Noise, the party were convincing her, hey, look at how everybody is cheering for you. See how they like your music? You think that you're forgotten just because you're not praised. You just need to show yourself off more, and then they'll start liking you. She's like, maybe. And that's when Diablo showed up and kind of put a car crash into that. And Orion...
Buddy.
Yeah, and Orion...
Right. Yo, screw Diablo at this point.
Exactly. And Orion, they listened to him. Assuming they listened to him. That's all you really ever wanted.
So basically, the first party was just a bunch of two-dimensional therapists.
Basically.
Got it.
And then there was Aria, who was always a double agent and didn't really need anything. The only thing she's there for is a bonus boss. It's like, hey, fight me. Because she does like to fight. And if you beat her, you get some good shit, but good luck. She does not play. Throughout the whole party, campaign, they dealt with bonus bosses, which is her adopted son, which is just someone she taught how to fight, but was a normal human. Her young twin children, who were demigods and really, really freaking strong, and could turn into dragons too. Then her oldest son, who was around for a long time, and he was so powerful. He's like, hey, look, if we fight here, I'm going to cause damage. Let's fight on the moon. And her husband, who actually, I think he almost beat the party, like got them down to minimal health. And then there's her, who the party did have a tease boss fight with, where it's just like she challenged them out of boredom, and by the time they got her down to half to 0 HP, the quote unquote the party were almost all dead, and she wasn't even breathing hard. But she was like, okay, that's good. I had my fun.
I'm satisfied.
Basically.
I just realized, so Magala, they went back in time, killed him, and then kind of had him be raised again in a nicer world, which is interesting. What about Zen?
Oh, Zen? Oh, I completely forgot about Zen. He found a new purpose. He's now Valentine's right-hand man.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically, it's like, yo, you strong as fuck. Can I work with you? She's like, sure.
I mean, I understand, but it's terrifying.
I mean, he appreciates strength.
Yeah, he does. Okay.
Alright. So, on to what actually happened. So, what I did mention actually did occur. The party did, end up, Diablo did end up getting the world leaders together. But it wasn't because she wanted to kill them. Instead, it's because... Remember how I said Magala died? I lied. Well, not exactly. He did die. He came back. As a revenant.
Oh,
Come on.
As a revenant who had both dark and light ether with him. And he wanted one thing. To kill Diablo.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
Because
that's cool.
she was the one that caused every single piece of trauma in his life. And he's like, look, either give me Lunaria, well, sorry, not just Diablo, he wanted her entire bloodline gone. The unfortunate thing is, Diablo and her kids get around. So there's a lot of people with Dearest Blood in them. And the way to they kind of did like a calculation, and in order to get rid of everyone that has a little bit of Diablo in there, they'd have to kill like most of the population. And they're like, okay, we can't just hand over Diablos then like we originally wanted to. We have to deal with this issue. And so they all the leaders of the countries got together, and they basically let the party be the ones to head the defense of Aria against Magala. Though now he was calling himself, what was he calling himself? Not Revenant, Malice? No. Something beginning with M. I forget. But he was... now I remember. Calamity.
What? That doesn't begin with an M?
It has an M in it.
Oh, get out of here.
But, either way, the party spent several months shoring up their defenses. They went on a couple of adventures, acted as diplomats, soldier leaders, and they constantly bickered and argued with one another, but they managed to get the defense up good enough to deal with Calamity and his army of dragons. Revenant dragons. Zombie, undead Revenant dragons, yes. The dragons ended up attacking Lunaria, specifically the capital city where Diablos was. The party and the army were able to... Well, they managed to defeat them, quote-unquote. The only reason they managed to stop Calamity is because he actually did kill Diablos. And while he was distracted, Ovitus showed up with the Suncracker.
Oh.
And shot Magala with it. And this damaged him enough that the party were able to land a killing blow on him, actually killing him. The interesting thing, though, Calamity was being powered by someone he kept on him. As he revealed to the party, the thing that he kept on him was Pentagon. He somehow got him out of his dimension and kept him in an orb, which he used to power up his abilities. When he was killed, he sent the orb through a portal somewhere. And that was that. Calamity was gone, the dragons were defeated, and it seemed like Diablos was dead, but then she just got the fuck back up again.
God damn you, Diablos!
Yeah, she had used a spell on herself so that when she got killed, like she felt she was going to be, she just got right up. She essentially, like, yeah, what's the word? Delay casted Revivify on herself.
Yep. Contingency revivify, just whoop.
Yep. But that was that. After defeating Calamity, the party went their separate ways. Nilo decided to, instead of taking over Lunaria like Diablo wanted, Nilo just started up his own country as a way to say fuck you to her, but also to do what he wanted. And to have a country where it didn't rely on everything that Diablo wanted. Like elitism and everything. Just a country that allowed everyone in. Logan, the Solarian soldier, just retired. He had enough of everything and he just wanted to go home. Ael decided to just do his own thing. When he asked his home country for help, they said no and went into a portal and left because they didn't want to deal with everything.
I'm so messed up. I so feel so bad.
And Ovitus just returned to his family life in Solaria. Though he does pop up every now and again whenever anyone needs an adventure. He just appears wherever he wants because no one can really stop him.
Isn't that what just happened in your campaign? Fractured Shards?
It's been a while since it did, but he's been here in the campaign once or twice.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen Ovitus, Ael, and Nilo. The only party member from Ari's choice that you haven't seen is Logan.
Yep.
Because he's somewhere in Solaria.
He probably doesn't want people to find him anyway.
Yeah, he did write a book about his experiences, though. That's
so
how.
Diablo's still alive?
Oh yeah.
Can you kill her?
No,
Please?
because she retired. Nobody knows where she went.
Gosh darn it!
Yeah, she
Dang
retired
it.
and just left someone else in her place, which was, I think, a clone of Ovisus, but female and younger.
That's okay. But you
Yeah.
already have the sister. Why would you need the clone?
I don't know. You should ask her, not me.
If I could go into your campaign and kill her with you, I'd be very happy to do so. But I think I'll stay on the
Funny
other side.
that you think you could, when many people have tried. Especially dragons. Are you a dragon?
I could be.
No, you couldn't.
You don't know me.
I know you
Polymorph?
enough.
Make a wish spell.
Please. After
I got wangs.
Nice. But after the last campaign, I don't think I can ever. Wish spells haunt me. Always.
Yo, the best way to be able to deal with wish spells is to have them used it once, and then after that, no longer can it be used.
I think I will do that next time, because the constant usage of wish is the main reason why I stopped DMing. It was just too much.
I'm pretty sure in the book, doesn't it say like you have a 1/3 chance to be able to actually succeed, and if you don't succeed, you can't use it again?
I was never told that, and I didn't look it up.
No, it's when you use the spell, you have to roll a die, and upon a certain number range, you lose the ability to cast the spell.
Never learned
Oh.
that. Wish I did.
What? Damn.
Yep.
If I did, I probably would have finished the campaign, but Oh well, whatever. I'm
Oh,
actually
well.
glad it ended the way it did.
I'm not. Diablo needs to die.
Yeah, but then the main villain who has been chasing the party since Saga 3 all the way into the fucking future and into an alternate timeline. I think that's pretty cool.
Hey, I'm sorry. I liked Nagala.
Magala.
Really? I thought it was Nah. I'm gonna have to change that now.
No, M.
Okay.
I'm very curious to see how how your campaign will continue to affect our campaign.
Well,
Because
it
I've
has
already
affect-
seen little bits and pieces of it. but-
Yeah, it has affected the future campaign in ways that I don't think anyone has even noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed one way in particular that may or may not have been affected by your time warpy shenanigans.
Which way was that?
Heck,
No. Do you honestly think I have the mind to create something so horrifying, so eldritch in nature? No.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
you and Jordan did co-DM that campaign, so maybe that wasn't part of your mind. Maybe that was just part of his mind.
Dear God, maybe it was. But no. I do know that that has affected it. Our actions did have a couple certain effects in Fractured Shards. And I'm not going to say what those are. Because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But
No, please don't.
yeah. But
yeah, I'm very curious.
there were
like,
some instances when I heard something, and while I'm keeping quiet in my mind, I'm like, holy shit. There was even a time in Aria's Choice where we did something. I'm like, oh fuck, that's gonna affect us in the future, ain't it?
Well, I mean, I feel like everything we've ever done at this point will affect us in some way.
I mean, maybe. Imagine what'll happen when we get back. Yee.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Last thing. There was an epilogue that Jordan wanted to do that would take place like a couple of years after Aria's Choice. Oh shit! I forgot something. The thing that Soba did with everyone's abilities is that he just beat Solaris' ass and took over his kingdoms.
What?
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
Wait, Solaris or Solari? Wait,
Solaris.
Solaris. Solaris, the god?
Yep. He beat up the
What?
sun.
God damn it! Lobo's now the king. Let's see.
Soba, and yes, he is.
I
Loba.
With his deals,
I am
he
one-eyed
took-
man. I will punch the sun because I am a man.
With his
Ah.
deals, he took part of Ares' soul, some light ether, some dark ether, and combining that all together, he was stronger than Solaris.
Yeah. Actually, could you? Will there ever be an opportunity where I can personally learn more about Sobania as a whole? Because I'm kind of just winging it.
I think you'd have to ask Jordan about that. I guess you could also ask me if you ever need anything.
He is right now.
I need many things.
You'd need to be more specific.
Well, I know it's the Kingdom of the Dwarves, and I know it's technology based.
Sort
That's
of.
it.
Yes. But you really need to ask more specific questions, otherwise I don't know where to start.
Well, I'm saying is those are the two things I know, and I would like to know everything else.
Well, start on what you want to know the most and work it down from there.
I just want to know that all equally. I don't really have a
Okay,
specific-
look man, you come to me and you ask me to tell you everything, okay? But what the fuck am I supposed to say when someone says, tell me everything? Where am I supposed to even start?
I don't know.
Exactly!
Start at the beginning.
What the fuck do you
Everything.
mean by start at the beginning? I told you the literal beginning!
Day one of the country.
Day
What
one of the
happened?
country,
Day two.
okay. God of
Day
Sun
three.
comes down, and time travelers from the fucking future say, don't blow up this place. And he's like, okay. That's the
Kaboom.
beginning of the country.
Okay. I'll try and figure out more specific questions.
Please do. I cannot answer. I find it very difficult to answer general questions. It's very hard.
Oh, dude.
But yes, that was my lesson. Thank you for turning up. The test will be tomorrow. I expect you to remember everything I said.
Ha! I did know I was good to make notes. You're a liar telling me there was no quiz or test.
Yes. Now I expect you guys to wait here until the bell. The bell doesn't dismiss you, I do. And I'm saying you're staying here while I'm going to eat lunch. Bye.
Oh, wait, where you going?
Hey, come back here. I really gotta pee. Help. I'm stuck in my chair. Help.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and maybe watch some more. Be seeing ya.